Yeah, these knuckleheads ask me all the time. Why? Why you be hating on Ronda Rousey so much? I'm not a Ronda Rousey hater. I'm a truth teller. So, this is the truth about Ronda Rousey. If you want to do it that way. Since I'm so much a bad guy. But you seen her go on ESPN, defame Floyd Mayweather, live on national TV, talking about something that really doesn't even pertain to her, when her backyard isn't clean. You see, this is why celebrities be like, I don't really talk about my past. They don't talk about it because they want to be private people. They don't talk about it because it's things in their past they don't want brought back to the public light. See? Ronda Rousey is a bully. Full-fledged bully. We've already addressed her former past of participating or experimenting with drugs in her past. Not saying she's doing it now, allegedly, but let's look into what she's into now. She's very advocate, spokesperson for a lot of sponsors, but she very adamantly defended a fighter who has had numerous suspensions for abusing the drug testing protocols of the company he works for. So they suspended him and banned him for 5 years, which was, I felt, warranted. And hopefully it stands. Because all this guy does is get high, don't take the fights as a joke anyway, so he's basically already retired. He's just stealing money from the people. So I understand why they sat him down. Now, let's move forward. Let's look at some other things that's from her past. Ronda Rousey was dating a MMA trainer / fighter named Timothy DiGiorgio, or whatever his name is. Now, in her own book, she describes beating up her former boyfriend. Okay. Now, she goes into saying that she hit him with left hooks, right hands, in the book. She says this. So I don't want people to say, oh, you putting this in Ronda Rousey, you trying to destroy Ronda Rousey. In her own words, punched him in the face with a straight right, then a left hook. He staggered back and fell against the door. And in her book, she grabbed him by the neck of his hoodie, kneed him in the face, and tossed him aside. And she mentions dragging him around on the street when he chases after her to talk. Never once, she says, anything about him getting violent, just him crying and wanting to explain. Now, why did she... Okay, now let's go into this. Because she slapped him around first. I just skipped all that stuff. But let's go into why she did all this. She said he was trying to take nude pictures of her while she was asleep and trying to sell them, or what she thought he was going to sell. He never got a chance to explain. And they just broke up earlier this year based off this explosion from Ronda Rousey, which he basically says happened a lot, not just once. But he never went. That was just the final fight that they had, but he never went to the police about her. And the reason why he never went to the police about it is because she had lowered his self-esteem. And she beat him to the pulp. And he was terrified. And, you know, it's embarrassing. And he did not want to go into that and tell the cops, you know, how he got beat up. But now since it's out in the book, you know, mostly everybody in the world that they live in knew that he was the guy. The whispers are already going around. It was like, oh, you're the one that she was beating up on. So he feels he has to come out and defend himself. And that's the only thing he was doing. He wasn't like coming forward to break a story. I mean, she's basically talking about him in the book. So I don't blame Timothy. But my thing is, Miss Ronda Rousey, you can go on ESPN and talk about Floyd Mayweather and what he's doing, and I'm going to mention that this woman can beat you up, and that's not what you're supposed to be advocating. You're talking about him hitting women. What about you beating on men? But it's a double standard because she's a woman, right? That's what y'all going to tell me, right? It's cool to let Ronda Rousey beat you up because she's a woman. She's a professional fighter and a trained martial artist. This guy is not even an experienced, I guess, MMA fighter. And she beat him to a pulp. Obviously, he couldn't do anything. Because she brags boastfully about beating him up in her book. So all of this is documented fact. So can nobody say, oh, you're hating on Ronda again? Nobody worry about poor Timmy over there screaming, help me, Ronda. Help me, Ronda. I'm just saying, they better check her aggression levels now. You can put lipstick on the pig all you want, but the main issue still remains. She's a bully. She's been a bully. That's why she didn't have a lot of friends. She had a very selective few because she's a bully. But you won't see Floyd go on ESPN and talk about how Ronda Rousey going around beating up on men. That ain't right. So what you got to say now, Ronda Rousey fan?